You know, a lot of people, Jodie, would say, "Oh no, you really want to be attached. You want to be you want to be totally 100% focused." What I think you're saying is you can actually be fully present. You can be a full service, but not be desperate to say, "I have to get this." That desperate, "I need it" mentality may cost you the business.
Yeah, it's exactly what I'm saying. I guess it's the equivalent of that commission breath. If you're hanging on too tightly to an outcome, at the end of the day, I have found some of the best dialogue that I've got is using things along the lines of we've built our rapport. I've shared whatever the recommendations and strategies are, and then I will say something along the lines of, look, Barbara and John, what I really wish for you is that whoever you decide to use to sell your property with, that you feel 100% confident that they are going to be the most passionate, the most hardworking, and most importantly, that you're going to have a great connection and you're going to be able to communicate really well with that person. Whether that's me or whether that's somebody else that you might have met through this process, that is the goal, and I'll support you 100%. If there is somebody else that you feel is going to deliver more or that you're going to connect with in a better way, then 100% that's who you should choose. And I guess that's, in a way, that's detachment. But I'm only saying that because I believe by this point I've created that awesome connection, the communication's going really well. And most often they'll sort of look at each other and say, well, actually, Jodie, we feel really comfortable with you and we really trust that you're going to, deliver a great result for us. What are sort of the next steps? I just know that probably my competitors wouldn't be confident enough to say that.
Listen, Jodie, I just got to applaud you, because when you get to the level of what I call, you're epic. You've got a level where you're basically saying, hey, if ultimately this is not right for you and it's better for you to be with my competitors, it's totally okay. The minute you can have that kind of conversation with someone where you're actually saying, I care more for you to make a right decision, even if the consequence is that I'm affected by it, I think that alone, that vulnerability, that detachment, that absolute care about the client is what fundamentally says to a woman or to a man at a listing presentation, there must be an instant where that person says, okay, she's the one. She's the one. She's the one, because ultimately this is not what I expected from a real estate agent. I expected a real estate agent to come along to tell me why they should pick them and not worry about the others, to put people down, to try and use, smart, sort of smooth words to win me over. But I've actually felt like I've got a genuine human person. I've got this connection that's happened. And you know what? Let's try and work out the details, but I deep down want to go with this person. And I reckon that's what wins you the business, Jodie.
Be the expert in your market. This is a spreadsheet where I track what's going on in the market. I know who's who in the zoo. You need to know who your competition are and who are the agents to follow, who are the ones that you need to watch to find out what they're doing, why are they successful, why are they getting so many listings. So we track the market, we know what's on the market, and that helps if you are going into your first appraisal, second, third appraisal. You need to know what you're talking about. So track the market and help buyers, and this is a thing that John McGrath suggested actually, is helping buyers. If you don't have the stock of your own, use stock that other agents have got, and buyers love it, and we still do it today, and the compliments we get is amazing. People can't believe how helpful we are. Go to your competitions, open for inspections and auctions, and offer to bid for buyers at auctions. And the first time you bid, the first time I bid, my knees were knocking together. I was so nervous, but the buyers were even more nervous than me. And luckily we bought the property, and it really started to attract attention towards me. So people started to know who Kylie Charlton was. Everything that goes out from my office has my photo on it, and all of my letterbox drops, everything I do has my signature on it. I sign hundreds, thousands of letterbox drops every week. if somebody's going to take the time to read one of my letterbox drops, I want to have taken the time to personally sign it. It shows that I value their time. 2 streets a day. We have a consistent letterbox drop of 2 streets a day. So we know how many properties are in each street, and we track what we're dropping. So if there's a new listing in the street, we track it on our spreadsheet. If it's an appraisal letter, we track it on our spreadsheet. So we know which streets we've been in, and we know which ones we need to get to if we haven't been there a while.
Price adjustments are done by you or your assistants? Okay, and can I just do a typical role play of what that conversation, sounds like? Obviously you've built trust with me because you've saying it's all about trust points right throughout the process.
Down the tracks, if we're at week 2 and we haven't had an offer yet, we're talking about the saves and the shares on the system, because if people are saving, like let's say 100 people have saved the property, it means they're waiting for something to happen.
Right.
They're waiting for a price or a price adjustment
Right.
on the home. So, we can showcase that to the vendor and say, look, we could have a lot of people out there waiting
Right.
for the price to change.
Is that done over the phone? What, you ring me up and say, I want to have a chat to you about your property?
It's normally part of a conversation that we're
Right.
having where we talk about, hey, look, we're week 2.
Yeah.
We've had X number of people through the home. We haven't had any offers yet. I'm a bit concerned
Yeah.
for you. And this is generally over the phone because I don't have time to
Yeah.
go out to
Yeah.
meet my clients a couple of times a week. So,
Yeah.
and we've got enough trust at this point that they're okay with that phone conversation. So, at this stage, we need to do something. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting a different outcome. So right now, there's possibly people out there waiting for something to change on your home. Why don't we change up the price range and see what comes out of it?
Valerie, in total, how many years have you been in real estate?
It'll be 19.
19. Like if you were starting again on day 1, what's the pieces of advice you'd be giving yourself, to save you from all the trial and errors that you've gone through?
That concludes the free video. As you can see, there are a number of ways that you can be successful in real estate, and the Real Estate Gym is basically making sure that we find everything that every top agent in the country is doing to be successful. Real Estate Gym members get all their tools, templates, all their scripts, all their information so they can design their own personal system to success. The Real Estate Gym doors are closed. You can get on the waiting list for the next opening. Just go to realestategym.com.au.